Hello, hello, and welcome to Inspired to Thrive Summit, y'all. And yes, I know this isn't day one, but I am bringing you something even better because we are going to start you off for the win with this beautiful, beautiful expert sitting right there who you're probably looking at. So I'm going to introduce her because, guys, when you go into life and you're starting something new, this thing right here is gonna mess with you in so many ways. So we are going to debunk that today. So I would love, love, love to introduce this beautiful lady. Her name is Jill Parekh, and she is an imposter syndrome expert. Yes? What am I doing? I'm even second guessing myself. Okay, so I'm gonna throw it over to her so that she can introduce herself to you guys. And let's get started, y'all.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for having me, Melissa. I'm so excited to be here and give you guys a little bit of like a pep talk before the whole summit actually starts. So like Melissa said, my name is Jillian Parekh and I'm an imposter syndrome expert. So I help new life confidence and mindset coaches overcome their inner imposter and grow their coaching business so they can create the impact and the income that they actually deserve.
Okay, I dig it. I dig it. Yes, as you know, your mind, you need your mind in every single way, no matter what. If you're starting a business, if you're just kind of achieving goals, you need it. So I would love to get started with you telling us a little bit about yourself and how you got into this work.
For sure. So I was in university and I was trying to figure out how I was going to show off how smart and capable I was. And this feeling carried into like all my years of university through to my corporate job to when I started my actual coaching business of everybody's going to find out that I'm not good enough, or everybody is going to find out that I'm not smart enough or that I'm fooling them. And it really wasn't defined for me until like probably the end of university. I don't know if you looked at my Instagram at all, Melissa, but I do suffer from a speech impediment. So I am somebody who has a stuttering disability. And for me, I thought that nobody would want to hear what I had to say because I had a speech impediment, that they would think I was stupid. So I really would question and doubt everything I was doing and constantly think that everybody was smarter than me or more capable than me. So when I started coaching, this feeling really started to come up for me a lot, and it stopped me from charging my worth. It stopped me from going on Instagram Live. It stopped me from pitching to my ideal clients because I was so afraid of them like being like, you're actually not good enough, I don't want to work with you. And to me, like, that would just like cut me to the core. So after doing some really big internal work through journaling and thought work and coaching and everything, like I was like, wow, I really kind of overcame my inner imposter. And I want to help other coaches do the same. So that's how I got started into this.
Okay, right on. I dig that. And kudos to you for truly just like standing up for yourself. Because I feel like within the society, we always look at ourselves and how we act, how we speak, and everything like that. And society doesn't push us in a way to enjoy anything that's different about us. And it always holds us back. So kudos the hell to you for just being like, this is me, this is what's up, and I'm going to make it work in my own way and roll with it. So hell yeah, girl, hell yeah.
Yes, love that.
Okay, so you've kind of heard her story, and some of you might not have heard about imposter syndrome before. So if you could kind of give them a little breakdown of exactly what it is and how it affects you.
Right. So imposter syndrome is the persistent internalized fear of being revealed as a fraud, essentially. So you could think that everyone is more intelligent or more capable than you, and you just work really hard, and you constantly feel like it's just a matter of time until people find out that you don't actually know what you're talking about. Imposter syndrome can affect entrepreneurs, especially to the point of them sabotaging their success, procrastinating on important tasks, and basically just making you feel unworthy of your success. So this can also look like not internalizing your accomplishments and feeling like everything you've accomplished beforehand doesn't matter, and your worth is basically on what you can do in the future. So that's kind of like the short version of it.
Okay, that's good. No, that's definitely good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So then kind of just to dive straight into it, I know that there is a pattern when it comes to imposter syndrome, or a cycle that kind of just rotates. Can you kind of take us through the process and then ways that we can like start really recognizing what's happening, so that instead of going through the whole cycle, we can just like halt it right there?
Right. So first it starts off with your thoughts. So everything starts with your thoughts. So you probably think that your feelings create your thoughts, when in reality, it's your thoughts that create your feelings. So if you're thinking, I'm a fraud, people are going to figure me out, I'm not worthy, I'm not capable, this is going to start to go into those feelings of unworthiness. So having those negative thoughts is going to turn into feelings of unworthiness, feeling anxious, feeling not good enough. And that creates your limiting beliefs. And your limiting beliefs are basically beliefs that you have of yourself that you can't do something or you're not capable of doing something. And that really holds you back in the way of a behavior of self-sabotage, which is basically, for example, you could think to yourself, I'm not good enough and nobody wants to hear what I have to say. So then you start feeling crappy and you start thinking like, I can't go live on Instagram because nobody wants to hear what I have to say. And then you self-sabotage by way of not going live on Instagram, which actually stops you from reaching out to somebody who could want your services or need your services. You know what I mean? So for that regard, what we really need to stop it at is having those negative thoughts in the first place. But if that is kind of like automatic for you, you need to go into really thinking like, okay, what did I just say to myself? And is it true? So question your thoughts and question the story that you're telling yourself. So I'm not as capable as whoever. Is that true? Like, where is the actual hard factual evidence for that statement? Because we usually have like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thoughts that are constantly going through our mind, but we don't ever question them. So really it starts and stops at questioning your thoughts.
Okay. Okay. Yes. I feel like, as I said in another panel as well, awareness, just being aware of kind of like the habits and thoughts that you have in your mind,
Yes.
it's so powerful. It's so powerful for the fact that you can see and kind of step out of your body to realize what you're doing and like how you are sabotaging yourself from not moving forward. But it truly takes the time to acknowledge that becoming aware is also can be scary, but also the benefit of knowing your patterns and habits is more beneficial than being scared of actually like truly seeing yourself from the outside.
Yes, it's like super revealing to actually start to question the stuff that you're telling yourself and to like question your behavior. And a lot of people avoid it because they don't want to feel bad. And unfortunately, at the beginning of all this work, it's really just like feeling your feelings and really like being aware of them. And then it's just smooth sailing from there.
Okay, no, I agree with that. I definitely agree
Yeah.
with that. And I feel like even within myself, starting a business, going through a business, just being an entrepreneur, you kind of, it's like a constant cycle. Like no matter how well you do, like it's still comes up, you know. But it's like you get to a point where you acknowledge and you learn from you know, the things that go through your head. So it's like you actually are building these tools to truly, truly, truly benefit you and your brain and your process to move forward.
Absolutely. I totally agree.
So I know that you kind of went through the process yourself as well as your clients have. How long would you say that it really took you to kind of get into that zone where you're fully aware of what you were doing and kind of able to turn it around to move forward?
So one of the things that I think really helped me was to really separate what I was saying to the voice of my inner imposter. And your inner imposter is the voice that says things to you that you would never say to a friend, or if someone else said to you, you'd be pretty offended. So things such as, who are you to be a coach? Who would hire you? You're not as experienced as others. So this is actually something that I use with my clients, and something I talk about often is aiming your inner imposter. So my inner imposter's name is Rhonda.
Okay.
And she, yeah, Rhonda, it's hilarious. Everyone loves it. And she says things like, no one cares what you have to say. Who are you to be a coach? And all kinds of other things that I have learned to separate from my own voice. So when we separate these voices, we are able to understand that these are just our doubts and our fears talking. Our brains are wired to keep us very safe, as you were saying, and to like predict danger, because for evolutionary purposes, that's how we stayed alive, right? But now in modern times, our brain is reacting to emotional risk like it would physical risk. So when we're about to up level and or doing something big in our business, our brain predicts danger to our emotional safety and wants us to go back into that comfort zone. So what really helped me is like calling Rhonda out and being like, this is her, this isn't me, and really separating those thoughts and feelings into just stories that I was telling myself.
Okay. Okay. I see where you're coming from there. I definitely see where
Yeah.
you're coming from with that. And then, so kind of when an individual gets to that point where it's like they start kind of seeing the pattern in the sentences that they're saying over and over to themselves to kind of like defer them from taking that extra leap. How would you, or what would you recommend? Would you recommend them, like, as they hear their thoughts, like write them out, or just kind of battle with them within their head, or what do you kind of recommend for that?
So I personally recommend journaling. Really just dumping out your thoughts and your feelings, and then looking at them and kind of thinking like, okay, is this true? Is this reality? Is this just how I'm feeling right now? Even just like dumping out all your thoughts and your feelings, and then like coming back to them the next day when you're in a different headspace, and really reading it and thinking like, is this something that I would say, or is this something my inner imposter would say? Because negative self-talk holds us back because of the way it influences our reality. So when we speak negatively to ourselves, we believe it to be the truth, especially if we don't challenge these negative stories we tell ourselves. So what when we don't challenge those thoughts, we let them affect how we show up. So for example, again, you may be about to do an Instagram story or an Instagram live to educate your audience, and you might think, I have nothing good to say, nobody wants to hear what I have to say anyways, and then you end up not going on your story or not going on that Instagram live, which could have meant that you don't connect with a potential client. So
Okay. Okay. Very true. Very true. Um, yes, I think just, I mean, hearing this, I feel like people know these thoughts that kind of go through their head, but I think putting a kind of a title to it and really understanding that they have the power to move past these thoughts and work through them rather than just allow them to halt their lives is super, super beneficial. So I
yeah.
appreciate the hell out of you, girl.
Oh, thank you.
And then, so Also, for these beautiful ladies in the audience, if someone is deep, deep, deep in this right now and is looking for someone to kind of help them through this, would you kind of give us an idea of where you start your clients and then take them to kind of going through your programs and things?
For sure. So how I do it is I start off with really like understanding your core beliefs and your feelings around rejection and failure and all those things that are really hard to talk about in the beginning because we're all just out here trying to make money. We're all just out here like trying to sustain our lives. So we could be avoiding some really big things like fear of rejection and failure, or like really hard limiting beliefs that could be holding us back. And with you not acknowledging it, that can be really hard for you to move past your inner imposter. So we start off with that, and then we kind of move into journaling, and we move into working out the difference between your inner imposter and who you are as a person.
Okay.
So it's a really cool, drawn out journey, and yeah, it's super exciting.
Okay, right on, right on. And so do you offer one-to-one coaching or kind of group coaching?
I do. So I currently offer one-to-one coaching, and I also have, I think I have a group coaching program that I'm in the works of doing in the beginning of 2020. So look out for that.
Okay, okay, right on, right on. And then, as I always like to ask all of the experts, if there is a female that's kind of stuck in this zone right now and truly just needs some inspirational words, what would you say to empower her to move past her imposter syndrome?
So I have a couple of things, and I think the first thing is to like really track your wins. So women that suffer with imposter syndrome rarely take the time to celebrate or track their wins so they can see how far they've come. So it's important to have a vision for your future, but it can also keep you on an unsatisfied hamster wheel of trying to reach that success utopia. So you need to celebrate your wins and really acknowledge how amazing you are. And also, when you're starting to feel like a fraud, have like a business bestie or a friend or a coach and tell them about these feelings, because they will either assure you it's normal, relate to you, or give you some feedback and you aren't you're in it alone.
Okay, right on, right on. I dig that advice so much because it's true. We get in our heads so much, and it's very nice to know that one, yes, I always say that you should definitely appreciate where you have come from, what you have done, and continue as you move forward. Because I feel like just as a nation, as like it's always like what we have to go or where we have to get to beyond what we've done throughout our life, which we've done some pretty cool things if you really look back at it, you know?
Absolutely. Exactly.
So there's nothing wrong with appreciating what you've done. Like, even if it's like 2 years ago you did it, still be like, I did that. That was freaking awesome.
Exactly. I agree.
And that energy will kind of come into your reality right now to know that you accomplished that and that you can still accomplish whatever you're working on. And then to touch on how Jill said, like, have a coach, a bestie, anyone to get your ass out of your head, because sometimes you just need a kick in the butt. Sometimes you just need a kick in the butt. And also sometimes when people give you a kick in the butt, maybe you're not expecting it, but it's good. It's good. And sometimes you need it. So appreciate those kicks in the butt, because I do. I do.
Yes, absolutely. And if you are interested in journaling more and reflecting more, I actually just released the Lazy Entrepreneur's Morning Routine, which is a planner / journal. So each day you sit down, you write down your tasks and anything you have going on that day. And then on the other side, you have a curated journal prompt that I have created for overcoming limiting beliefs and all that jazz. So if you're interested, I can give you the link for that, and I
Yeah.
think your audience would love it.
Oh no, for sure, for sure. That is going to be in the links so that you can find it. I actually saw it and it looks really really cool. So make sure
Yeah.
you guys download that. So yes, I will put everything that you need to find this girl in the links as well as in her bio page. So you will have no trouble finding this girl at all. And Jill, thank you so much for kind of coming in here and just helping these ladies debunk any type of fear that is running through them right now or doubt that's running through them right now. So I appreciate you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. It was so fun.
So, you guys, the summit is starting tomorrow, and the experts, more experts, because we already had an expert, more experts are coming your way. So I am so excited to just get all this content out to you guys so that you guys can take it and use it in 2019, 2020, and just beyond. So thank you for being here with us, and we appreciate you. And we will see you.
Thank you.
Bye.